The deal for Buddy Hield and Myles Turner coming to the Lakers, that dream is officially dead, at least for the foreseeable future. This is a rumored trade that has been around since the offseason. It's a deal that almost got done, right? It was ready to go, primed, and looked like it was going to happen just before Media Day, and then Jeanie Buss decided, no, that's not the route we're going to go. And now officially, Myles Turner has signed an extension with the Indiana Pacers, and it is a monster deal. So Myles Turner has agreed to 2 years, $60 million contract extension that includes an additional $17.1 million renegotiated on his 2022-2023 salary. His agent, Austin Brown of CAA Sports, tells ESPN, and this is per Adrian Wojnarowski. Now, this was what I talked about. This was one of the reasons why I didn't want Myles Turner. He wanted max big money, and he got it. And good on Myles Turner. Look, Myles Turner, he got his bag. I'll never knock somebody for getting their money, right? Myles Turner, he earned it. He earned it with the Indiana Pacers. The Indiana Pacers could pay him more than anyone else, and they did, right? They actually gave him the money, and it was a real question, like, would they do that? And they did. Clearly, they didn't want to give him longer terms. Either that or Myles Turner didn't want to be there long term, because he only signed a 2-year deal. But regardless, this is something that I didn't want the Lakers to have to get locked into. I didn't want the Lakers to have to pay Myles Turner $30+ million a year, and if you traded for him, you'd have no choice. You can't risk him leaving in the offseason, and now you have no way of getting any other pieces, right? Like, that would have been worst case scenario, or you're locked into paying this guy $60 million over 2 years, or the Lakers probably would have signed him to 4 years. So now you're talking $120+ million. It wasn't worth it in my eyes for a guy that may or may not fit next to Anthony Davis, a guy who, he's injury prone. He has been really good this season, and give him credit. He hasn't really gotten any significant injuries this season. Knock on wood. I hope he continues that. But there's just a lot of risk with Myles Turner, and I'm glad that the Lakers didn't take this deal. And now there's just no way for them to get him, and so now the Lakers can focus in other directions and other areas. Not just that, but with the Rui Hachimura trade, it makes even less sense to go get Myles Turner, right? Because Rui's probably going to be in the front court for the foreseeable future, whether he's playing the 3, playing the 4. It looks like the Lakers' front court is Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Rui Hachimura. They can also now focus on trying to re-sign and keep Thomas Bryant. That's another big thing. So that is huge for the Lakers in that regard, right? You already got your front court. Now you can focus on players and needs in other areas. We got a report from Brian Windhorst that said the Lakers are actually looking to upgrade their guard play, which makes a lot of sense, right? There's lots of talks about Gary Trent Jr., Fred VanVleet. You add that to LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Rui Hachimura. There's your starting 5 for the next several seasons, and it's a really good starting 5. You have a little bit of everything: defense, shooting, guys that can create shots. It's a better direction for the Lakers to go. But also, this may signal the realistic possibility of a Buddy Hield trade. Right? The Lakers have been linked to Buddy Hield for quite some time. And given that Buddy Hield is on the trade block right now, Indiana has made him available for the right suit, but they're not getting the traction that they had hoped. They were hoping to get a first-round pick for Buddy Hield, but teams just aren't lining up to give away a first round for Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield has been great this season, right? He's shooting 43% from 3 on 9 attempts per game, but he's just too one-dimensional, right? And you see a lot of the top teams, they already have shooting, or they have guys that, they're not shooting 43%, but they're shooting like 36, 37%, but they can also guard the other player, right? Where Buddy Hield, he's very specific as a specialist. He's an elite three-point shooter. Don't get me wrong, very elite. He's 30 years old, so with his skill set, he could probably be effective for at least another 5, 6+ years. So that's huge for any team that may want him. But no, like, any tanking team is not going to want him, and any contender, like, do they really want to shovel out $20+ million in salary plus give up a first-round draft pick to go get Buddy Hield? And he may or may not work, and he's never played in the playoffs, so is he going to show up? How is he going to play? How is he going to perform? There's a lot of questions with Buddy Hield, but the Lakers are in a very unique position, right? The Lakers have no shooting, right? So, like, the one skill set that Buddy Hield is elite at, the Lakers don't really have any of it. So Buddy Hield makes a lot of sense for the Lakers. And you're not giving up a first-round pick for Buddy Hield. You can't if you're the Lakers. So I could see the Lakers maybe going after Buddy Hield in doing like a similar trade to Rui Hachimura, right? You take Walker, you take Patrick Beverley, and you take 2 or 3 second-round picks, and you go get Buddy Hield. And now Buddy Hield comes in. Now you got a starting 5 of, Buddy Hield, Dennis Schroeder, Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. You get your elite 3-point shooter, and you still have Russell Westbrook and the 2 first-round picks if you want to make a deal. Here's the other thing, too. Buddy Hield being an expiring contract next season, he's a guy that fits this season, but also could be a valuable trade chip in the offseason, right? Because he's going to have 21 plus million this upcoming season. And in the offseason, you'd have 3 first-round picks that maybe you could use to move and go get a guy. Buddy Hield is a much more reasonable salary, right? If Russell Westbrook and 2 firsts can get you a quality deal, what could Buddy Hield and 3 firsts get you? Especially with Buddy Hield being a more reasonable salary. He fits more teams easily, right? So, I'm just throwing this out there, not saying it's happening, but let's say Kyrie does want to come to the Lakers next season. Let's say they're not able to work out a contract extension with Kyrie Irving, and the Nets want to flip him. You could take Buddy Hield and some pieces, maybe an Austin Reeves or something, and go trade for Kyrie Irving and give up 2 or 3 first-round picks, because in the offseason, once the Pelicans convey the decision of their picks, now the Lakers can actually use that to go and move, where right now they can't. So it also gives them future flexibility. Right now, the Lakers are looking for essentially 3 things. They want a deal that helps them now, gives them future flexibility, and is a valuable piece in the future, right? So Buddy Hield checks off all those boxes. Buddy Hield is a piece that absolutely would help now. Buddy Hield is a piece that helps in the future because you could sign him to a new contract, which he's not going to get 20 plus million going forward. So after next season, if you do decide to keep him, right, which he does follow LeBron's timeline and stuff like that, right? LeBron could opt out. AD, you got questions with that. So Buddy Hield could be in the now, but also you could re-sign him, 4 years, maybe 40 million going forward, right? So then there you go. Now you got Buddy Hield for the long term. Or you could use him in the offseason as a more reasonable trade chip. And you could still do the same thing with Buddy Hield. You still have both first-round picks. You still have Russell Westbrook, and you could go make a move. Now, does that mean that the Indiana Pacers are absolutely going to trade Buddy Hield? Of course not. They might not, right? But he is available. We know that. They were already on the cusp of trading him to the Lakers already. Lakers have this infatuation with Buddy Hield, especially Rob Pelinka. He's kind of like the one that got away. So it makes sense that they would look at him and go, man, let's go get Buddy Hield. He's not good at anything else but really shooting, but that's the one thing we need more than anything is shooting. Now, I don't think Buddy Hield by himself is going to come in and fix all of the Lakers shooting. Not unless he's taking 23s a game. If he's shooting 23s a game and shooting 43%, well then yeah, maybe now he's fixing your 3-point issues. But realistically, he's not going to fix all of it. But he's a huge step in the right direction, right? He's a guy that would just open the floor so much for Dennis Schroeder, LeBron James, and Russell Westbrook. If you wanted to, you could still go do the Toronto deal. Right, because you have to take Russ. So, what if you took Russell Westbrook and you went and got Gary Trent Jr. and Fred VanVleet, and now you have Buddy Hield off the bench as a dead eye shooter, right? And you have say the bench 5 is Dennis Schroeder. Because Dennis Schroeder probably fall back to your backup point guard. So say Dennis Schroeder, Buddy Hield, say a Troy Brown, and then you have Winning Gabriel and Thomas Bryant. Right? That's pretty good. Or maybe you could go and work out the Pistons deal. Go get Bojan Bogdanovic and maybe you get Alec Burke. Right? And now you're starting 5. You could have Rui and Buddy come off the bench in the meantime. Right? And go, say your starting 5 could be, Dennis Schroeder. So you could have let's say Dennis Schroeder, Alec Burke, Bojan, AD, and LeBron. And then your bench 5 could be, something you could go Austin Reeves, or you could even go have LeBron play, right? You could have LeBron play the point guard in that starting lineup, and maybe go Alec Burke, Alec Burke. Maybe you could go Buddy Hield, right? LeBron, AD, and Bojan. That could be something. And now you got 3 just snipers alongside LeBron. it gives you a ton of flexibility. And then you'd still have Dennis Schroeder, you'd still have Rui Hachimura. It just, Buddy Hield, I think, is the direction to go because I don't think it's going to cost you much. I think it gives you future flexibility. It basically checks off all of the boxes that the Lakers are currently looking for. I really do. I think that Buddy Hield also really is a step in the right direction as far as like what the Lakers need from shooting. I would like them to do more, right? But if you could take Patrick Beverley, Lonnie Walker, go get Buddy Hield, right? And you don't have to give up a first-round pick, which I don't think they should. The market is not looking like they're getting a first-round pick for him. So if you can do that, then perfect, right? Now you got that piece. Now you got a shooter that can help now, gives you flexibility for a tradable asset, gives you pieces for the foreseeable future. I think that this is a huge win for the Lakers. Personally, I'm glad if you've been a part of this channel for some time, then you know how I've felt about the whole, Buddy Hield and Myles Turner deal. Now that's off the table. Now the Lakers can at least start focusing and looking in other directions. And that's what's key. That's what's important. And I'm excited to see what ends up happening because I do think another deal is done. One last thing that is worth mentioning. The last time we play the Pacers, which may be a good thing, is we play them February 2nd, and that's it. We wouldn't see the Pacers the rest of the season. Yeah, so we play them February 2nd, so that's before the trade deadline. So I don't think anything happens during this road trip, right, in which we have 5 games of that road trip. We don't come back till February 2nd or February 7th against the Thunder, but we play the Pacers on February 2nd. After that, we might be able to get a deal done immediately, right? Like by like February 7th. Will they want to trade Buddy Hield to the Lakers before they play each other on February 2nd? Probably not, right? Like you don't want to see Buddy Hield, have to face you that quick after you trade for him. So I don't think anything happens at that time, and I don't think the Lakers are going to try to trade for anybody during the road trip, but you never know. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. What do you think? Are you disappointed that Myles Turner signed the extension? Are you relieved that he signed the extension? Do you think the Lakers should now just go get Buddy Hield? However you feel about it, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. Let me know down in the comment section below.